From the Ohio AgNet, voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by the Family Forest Carbon Program, where we help family forest owners get paid to improve the health of their woods. I'm Joel Norwood. A little bit of rain coming down as we look out the broadcast studio window. A lot of seed put in the ground this week across the state. Let's check out the ag weather forecast with Ryan Martin.
We've got moisture lingering over Ohio through the rest of the day today. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at that Ohio ag weather update. The main part of this frontal boundary that started to work into the state overnight is slowly moving. It's not stalled, but it's slowly moving to the east-southeast. And so rain and thunderstorm activity will be hanging around that front through the rest of today. Tomorrow, most of the action is going to be centered on areas in far south or far eastern parts of Ohio, but I'm not going to rule it out anywhere. We do have a dry weekend ahead of us as we move through Saturday and most of Sunday. Scattered showers back overnight Sunday night into early Monday. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Weather brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. Starting with your Ohio farm news, legislation that would result in the creation of Farm Bureau health plans has passed out of the Ohio House as of yesterday. Senate Bill 100, introduced by Senator Susan Manchester and passed by the Ohio Senate in early April, was approved by the Ohio House. It now heads to Governor Mike DeWine's desk for his consideration and to be signed into law. It looks to give access to affordable, personalized health care plans for Ohio farm families. And also in our state capital yesterday, a delegation from the Vietnamese government and business community, led by their Minister of Agriculture and Environment, visited the state to sign a series of memoranda of understandings with U.S. ag companies. Now, the Columbus stop was part of a multi-state mission that began in Iowa back on a Monday. They're expected to enter into agreements to purchase more than $2 billion in U.S. ag products. That includes corn, soybeans, distillers' dried grains with solubles, wheat, meat, and timber. Leaders of the checkoff organizations were there in force. Patty Mann, for instance, chair of the Ohio Corn Checkoff, says those agreements represent a major win for Ohio corn farmers. Vietnam continues to be a growing and reliable export market. The World Pork Expo going on today out in Iowa, and Ohio farmers well represented in leadership of the National Pork Producers Council right now. Dwayne Statler of Macomb is president, and Pat Hord, vice president. He's of Bucyrus. And Statler gives an update about some of the main policy issues that the Pork Producers Council is focused on right now.
We continue to push a 5-year farm bill that includes a Prop 12 fix. We are facing the realities of workforce shortages on our farms and need visa reform to offset those challenges. We remain focused on new market access for U.S. pork more than ever in light of the new tariffs that make it more difficult for us to compete in a global pork market. NPPC continues to seek solutions that move our industry forward. World Pork Expo is a great venue to hear from producers from around the country on issues that are important to their farms.
If you want to hear more from Statler as well as Hord, check out this week's Ohio AgNet podcast. We have an in-depth conversation on all things affecting the industry and what it's like having two Ohio producers in top pork leadership right now. In other news, new information from USDA's Agricultural Research Service shedding light on the causes behind the catastrophic honeybee colony losses reported by commercial beekeepers this year. The findings say there's an alarmingly high level of viral infections caused by varroa mites that have resistant genes to a common treatment. The study analyzed samples from 6 major commercial beekeeping operations affected by losses. Collectively, those operations reported losses averaging over 60% of their colonies, just as they are being staged for California's almond pollination season. Latest numbers in the DTN Retail Fertilizer Trend Tracker are out, and fertilizer prices continued their upward trend in late May, with 7 of the 8 major fertilizers increasing in cost for the 3rd week in a row. Urea led the jump, up 11% from last month. UAN 28 followed, up 8%. Other fertilizers like DAP, MAP, Potash, and UAN 32 saw slight increases. Anhydrous was the only one to dip a bit, but on a year-over-year basis, we're seeing urea up 23%. Time to turn the page, see what's driving markets this week. And this analysis thanks to Brandt, helping growers take control for over 70 years. We throw it to Ryan for more.
This is Ryan Metzger with Lice Mercantile, providing you with your weekly USDA export sales update for the week ending May 29th. Exports for old crop corn was seen at 942.3 thousand metric tons. Export sales for old crop soybeans was seen at 194.3 thousand metric tons. And there were no export sales for old crop wheat, but we did have a cancellation of 49,000 metric tons, which isn't uncommon for this time of year. All old crop sales and cancellations were within expectations. Old crop export performance for corn is at 98.6% of USDA target sales, and on soybeans, currently at 96.6% on target for USDA export sales. Please visit our website, licemercantile.com, to learn more about our grain marketing program and crop insurance services.
Thanks, Ryan. The latest numbers from Chicago seeing July corn down 2.5 cents to a price of $4.3625. December new crop corn up 1.5 to $4.45.5 for the new crop. July soybeans 1.25 higher to $10.4625, while new crop beans are at $10.2725 up 2.25. July wheat up 1.5 cents to $5.44 Markets brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. June live cattle $1.68 higher to $220.08, while we're seeing feeder cattle bump up by about $2 for the September markets. 305.23 is their number per hundredweight. Wow. June hogs up 25 cents, $100.23, and milk falling about 20 to 30 cents at the moment. This is the Ohio AgNet.